Hi, this is Sherry from the blog OurLifeHomeschooling.com, where I share homeschooling encouragement for everyday moms. I'm going to be giving you today 3 reasons why I think your homeschool is really good. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sherry. I am a homeschooling mom to 9 kids with 1 more on the way due this Friday. I'm married to my high school sweetheart. I'm a former public school teacher turned homeschool mom. This is our 13th year homeschooling. I love encouraging other moms on my YouTube channel and on the blog, OurLifeHomeschooling.com. If you're new here, would you do me a favor and like and hit that subscribe button? As I mentioned before, we are expecting our 10th little baby this week. My husband and I are just anxiously waiting to meet this little one. We're at the point where we're doing odd jobs and just trying to keep ourselves busy and not think about, how many days we're waiting until this little one arrives. I'm due on Friday, so hopefully in the next video, I will have a little baby with me in the video and you'll be able to get a glimpse of this little addition of ours. Since we're so preoccupied with thinking about what is happening this week, my video this week is going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to be sharing with you today something that my homeschool heart needed to hear 10 to 15 years ago when I was starting out. I remember what it's like to be in the beginning, in those foundational years when you're putting in a lot of work, and you're not seeing a lot of the reward. If you're like me, you're uncertain of what you're doing. Speaking for myself, I was really excited about homeschooling. I liked the idea. I felt like it was a really good option for our kids. But when you're new, you don't know exactly if you're on the right track or you're not sure how things are going to turn out. And it can be a little scary. When you first start out and your child is in kindergarten, you probably have a lot of friends that are just doing the default decision of sending their kids to school. It's not a big thing in their mind, whereas for you, it's something that you've thought through and gone over and over again, just making sure that this is the right option for you. And that can be difficult to take the road less traveled and to kind of step off the beaten path and do something a little risky. Maybe you have family that is not completely on board. Maybe you have friends that make critical comments, or you hear critical comments about homeschoolers. And all these things can you can just take these to heart. I think sometimes what can be the hardest is when people are completely indifferent to your decision to homeschool, never mentioning it at all, when this is something that has suddenly become a huge part of your life. And let's face it, moms, we are probably the most critical of ourselves. If you're like me, I remember questioning myself every time something went wrong. I thought there must be some magic tool that other homeschool moms have that I was missing out on, that was what I was supposed to be doing. I think of something that my favorite author, Cindy Rollins, wrote about homeschooling. She said she felt like sending the kids on the school bus was the one place they could go where everything that went wrong wasn't her fault. Maybe you can relate. You tend to, as a mom, you tend to kind of take all of that on yourself. Well, I want to encourage you and tell you 3 reasons why I think your homeschool is really good. The first reason your homeschool is really good is because it is efficient. Your kids have one childhood, just one. Because you are homeschooling, they are spending half as much time doing the academic part of their work. Because you're giving them a one-on-one education, it takes about half as much time to get things done. And maybe, at the end of your school day, you're thinking, is that it? Shouldn't we be doing more? Maybe we should be spending more time, But really, it just doesn't take as much time. And so when they finish their academic work, they have so much free time to pursue their interests, time for creative play, time to be outside, time to spend with friends. As they get older and they're teenagers, they have time to be creative and really hone in on some of the things that they want to pursue. They have time to work. So whatever doubts you have about how your day is going. And I know there are just some really tough days where you just want to walk away. But no matter how you feel like you are doing in your homeschool, you are spending their childhood wisely, and you are giving them the gift of time. Your homeschool is really good because it is efficient. The second reason I think your homeschool is really good is because you are investing in relationships. If you've been homeschooling for any amount of time, you start to realize that you are spending a lot of time with your kids, which is a wonderful thing, and also it can be really exhausting. By spending so much time together, you are investing in relationships that are lifelong, not only between you and your child, but between siblings. These are people that they are going to have for a lifetime. You know, believe it or not, someday our kids grow up and they leave our house, and you know, when you hit the cold, hard world, all that really matters is your family. Your family is everything. You can screw up, you can say things you regret, you can make bad decisions, but your family is always there for you. I just think of all the meals that we have had together. You know, we have 3 meals a day together for the most part, especially while they're young, and just all the places we've gone, literally and figuratively, in books. Thinking back on just times where we were able just to sit one-on-one when a child was struggling with something, and we could take time in the middle of our day and talk about it. These are precious moments that I've been able to invest, and you are investing in relationships. I know that it's not always the rose-colored picture that we paint it out to be. I know that, you know, if your homeschool is like ours, it's not perfect. Sometimes I say things I regret, I lose my temper, the kids fight. It's not always the pretty picture that we make it out to be. As kids grow into teens and they're trying to find their own way and get their footing, figure out who they are in the world, sometimes your relationship with them can be rocky. But through all those things, I know I personally have one thing I will absolutely never regret. I will never regret all the time that I have spent with my kids. No, I didn't do it perfectly. Yes, there were some times where there were things that I would go back and change, but I would never change all the time that we have been able to spend together. Your homeschool is really good because you are investing in relationships. Lastly, your homeschool is really good because it is unique. If you have been homeschooling and you've met maybe some other families who are also homeschooling, you've probably noticed that every family culture is so different. I have friends that are just really good at math and science, and I have other friends that do some creative, amazing projects in their homeschool. Some others that just travel a lot. Their kids have learned so much through the places they've been, through the experiences they've had. You get to meet a lot of different people. And I think it's great to rub shoulders with those people and really glean from them and learn from them. There's always something that we can learn from somebody else. But I also know how it can be really easy to see other people's gifts and to feel inadequate. Like, what do I have to offer? Or I'm just not very good at this. I don't think that I'm a good homeschool mom, or that I have a lot to contribute to my kids. One of the things that I think makes homeschoolers stand out in general is that each homeschool child is very unique, and each family has its own flavor. They're all just so different. Even when I see colleges pursuing homeschool kids, it's because they're out of the box. They're different. They're not just that standard version that we're getting that you can get from a traditional education. I think that it's in our uniqueness, in our individuality, that we are standing out as homeschoolers, as a group. So I'm just going to give you a little example. In our home, my husband is, he's a really creative person. He's a people person. He's always busy, always fixing something, building something, making something. He is fun and lighthearted, and he's often out in the garage making something. The kids are right beside him, or out in the yard. Even in the kitchen, he'll be helping them, make some kind of creation. And I, on the other hand, tend to be more of a reader. As much as I love being with my kids, I'm probably a little bit more introverted. I would be happy in a room by myself with a cup of coffee and a book and a journal. I like to keep things simple. Let's not get anything too messy. So our personalities are very different. I think that's probably common with most marriages. But one day I said to my husband, when he was in the middle of a project with one of the kids, I said, "You would make such a great stay-at-home mom. You should have been a stay-at-home mom. You would be so good at it." And I was just having one of those moments of feeling like I could not contribute, or I was just not, kind of a boring homeschool mom. And he said back to me, "But if I did most of the academic work, the kids would never be read to." And it's probably true. My kids joke about how my husband, when he starts reading a book to them, he always falls asleep. And in the first 2 or 3 pages, his words start getting slurred. So the truth of it is, together we make a great team. And using the gifts that we both have, we are able to offer something really unique to our family and to our kids. And it's the same with you. When we try to become like something we're not, we're actually moving backwards. We're becoming less individual, less unique. But by honing in on the things that we are good at, we are creating a family culture and something that is completely unique and different from everyone else. And this is what's making our homeschool really good. Your homeschool is really good because it is unique. And I encourage you, instead of doubting what you're not good at and thinking about or seeing what everyone else is doing and feeling like you're not good enough or your homeschool is less than what it should be, that's moving backwards. Move forward by excelling at the things that you are good at. And this is making you more unique, more individual. And I think that is something that stands out about homeschoolers. I hope this video was really encouraging to you. Keep homeschooling, Mom. You're doing a great job. Your homeschool is really good because it is efficient, you're investing in relationships, and you are unique. Have a great day.